Welcome to the Fly Fishing Insider Podcast, where each week we speak with brands, icons, innovators, and trailblazers within the fly fishing industry, exploring both the successes and failures they've encountered along the way to become who they are today. But first, if you have not yet subscribed to the podcast or joined our email list, please do so by going to the flyfisherinsiderpodcast.com, or you can also find us on Instagram at flyfisherinsiderpodcast. Now let's begin. Hello and welcome to the Fly Fishing Insider Podcast. This is going to be episode 46 and 47. I'm Greg. I'm your host of the Fly Fishing Insider Podcast. We are going to be talking about our year in review, basically. So first of all, a big thank you to all our listeners out there. If we do sound different, it's some new technology that we have in the studio. We've upgraded our sound system here to some pretty swanky stuff. I thoroughly enjoy it. Really quickly, I want to thank you guys, you the listener, you listening right now especially. Guys, thank you. We could not have had all the success that we've had in 2019 without you, period. You've supported me, you've sent me countless, and sent us, the team, because we've grown over the year, but you've sent us numerous DMs and messages and emails. I just before doing this here, I just got an email. So thank you guys. Thank you so much. You guys have made a lot of this possible, for sure. So, and in saying that, one of our goals going forward, which I'll talk about shortly, is how we can get you more involved with the show. So there has been many changes to the Fly Fishing Insider Podcast over the course of the past year. So let's start from the top here. Basically, you know what? The show has morphed into something more than it is. It's funny how that happens, right? I wanted to start a podcast briefly and just talk to brands and people and influencers and whatnot within our space. And it's just transformed into so much more. We've got over 10,000 people that follow us on Instagram. So I never thought that'd be possible for the social media side of things. We're now involved with many different brands. We have personal professional relationships, with so many of the owners of these brands, with people that we've met, guides, lodges, outfitters, just so many things have transpired out of it. So definitely been really cool. I have a lot of podcast friends as well, that have other fly fishing podcasts, that we're always talking about and collaborating and working on stuff with in the background to make sure that the fly fishing industry is served well for different diversity in podcasting. So for the show itself, I know a lot of you have reached out to me and asked about the Guys Day Friday and stuff, and the removal of the Guys Day Friday. And I guess I kind of want to clarify that. So my idea initially with Guys Day Friday was to highlight a guide or a lodge, and show the industry and highlight someone small within the industry. And what we realized earlier on, or into that, or I guess 5-6 months of doing that, unfortunately, was some of these guides and some of these lodges were either going out of business or they weren't honoring what they were offering people. So we had a few people come back and say, hey, we heard this lodge would offer this, and then they'd show up to the lodge to take advantage of it, or a guide. And it's like, no, we're not offering that. So we really wanted to disconnect ourselves from that, unfortunately. And we also found that a lot of guides and lodges had their own ulterior motive of using that on their platform, as opposed to trying to, encompass everybody and welcome everybody. So we did it. We abandoned that for that reason. And quite frankly, a lot of you, sent me personal DM saying, I know this guy, blah, 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 or this girl, blah, blah, blah. And it was always a negative comment. I mean, so we looked at that structure and said, we, again, just to keep everything moving smoothly within the industry and within ourselves and who we are as a show and what our listeners want. We only want to bring the best. So if we can't bring the best in a way that's going to be best presentable, let's just abandon it. So that's kind of what's happened with Guys Day. That's exactly what's happened with Guys Day Fridays. So we've removed that, but good news going forward for 2020. We have a huge announcement to make for the guide stuff. So we'll get into that. The length of the show is another thing too. I know many people said, like when I first started the shows, they were about 30 minutes, and yeah, they were. And it's pretty hard. I got to tell you, it's pretty hard to get, a fly fishing company's story within 30 minutes. I mean, the guests have so much to say. We're also passionate about it. So, yeah, they've gone over to close to an hour now. I really, really try and keep everything under an hour. Some brands, they've had 2 episodes just because of the content and the message that we wanted to get out there. So that's a bit of a show change as well. So listenership, the downloads, and the support we've got from you guys, it's just crazy the amount. We are super, super grateful. On a podcast side of how good we're doing on that, especially within the first year of a podcast. And going forward, we appreciate that, and we can't thank you guys enough for that. So what else is there? So this year we look back at all the trips that the podcast has taken. We had trips to Alaska. Where else was there? There was Alaska. There was BC. There was, I feel like I'm forgetting things. We had Denver, Colorado for the fly fishing show. And again, our partners and brands bringing that, supporting that, and making things happen. So that's been a huge, huge, huge step forward for this podcast business, if you will. So we basically from that we've developed a lodge program. Again, I'm going to get into that for episode 47. So looking back at the show and where it started and where it's going, it's just, it's great. I can't thank you enough. It's something I definitely didn't anticipate. It was, the stars have aligned. I did not, anticipate many of the things that happened within our first year of podcasting. So, you know, a lot of it, and I'm saying it again, I'm repeating myself. I cannot thank you, the listener, enough, guys. So, definitely, so supportive. So anything that we can do to try and help you guys out, I mean, we're definitely about that. So anyone who knows me knows I'm about making the industry grow and helping and giving back. So for sure. Speaking of which, I know we've run a few contests as well over the past year. So the biggest being our Great Alaska contest. So that was an amazing. If you didn't know about it, then I'll inform you now. But we offered a trip for 7 days, 7 nights in Alaska. A ton of gear from Scientific Anglers, from Fish Pond, Douglas Outdoors, Loon Outdoors, Drift Waders, I'm Lamson, Blackstrap, Rock Tread brands that were involved with that. So that package was quite big. And again, to my Canadian listeners, and I know I received a ton of flack over it. It was the package exceeded $10,000 US in value, which was a declarable product, unfortunately. And correct me if I'm wrong, and I do have the literature on this. I know lots of people are like, well, it's for the Americans only, or for the States only. And for those people in BC, we would have had to pay taxes on it, unfortunately. So I did not want to put somebody who might not financially be wanting or willing or able to be in that situation. It's just not fair to do. Here's a giveaway. By the way, the government's coming after you. So that was something that we looked at legally, and I didn't want to put any of the brands or anyone else involved with taxation on that, as well as the lodge owner was unwilling to do that. So that was a big thing for us, and that was hard to swallow as a Canadian. I know this year going forward, just again really quickly with our 2020 program, any of the lodge trips and stuff, we have talked with lawyers, and we're trying to figure out ways to make sure that we can include Canadians on all our stuff for trips and stuff. So we're still waiting for the positive feedback on that, how we can bypass it. But you know what, guys, I mean, it's so unfortunate currently with that trip. But for those that did get a chance to enter, awesome. It was a great trip. I'm glad. I have more trips coming in the 2020, so Other giveaways and events that we did this year that were super successful was the Project Mayfly. We did a Temple Fork Rod Reel combo, again, to raise awareness for the Mayfly Project, which is mentoring foster children in foster care, through fly fishing. So another great cause we're behind and we support. Great people. Caitlin Barnhart over there, big shout out. Huge support of huge advocate for what you're doing. I'm loving what you're doing. So absolutely. The 12 Days of Christmas BC. So this was a highlight we did where I reached out to 12 BC brands to really kind of showcase who they are in BC, and expose them to the fly fishing globally, like to all our followers and stuff. It was done on Instagram. And it was a good campaign. I enjoyed doing that one. I know for the 12 days it worked. It was interesting. A lot of retooling, a lot of stuff going forward for next year on how we're going to redo that so that it reaches a bigger platform. I don't know. I don't want to get into too much about it right now, but yeah, we're going to change how that one's done. So, but so far it was great, and that was definitely supportive. So I think all in all, when I look back at everything and whatnot for 2019, it was super successful. We were invited to Denver to help out with the big IFTD, so I covered all the award ceremonies there, which is great. I got some great footage. We got those up online. We'll be putting those also, some stuff like that on our YouTube channel, which we've started last year. Slowly working on that, our and whatnot as well. So we have great things on the horizon. So without further ado, I'm going to jump right into it and just say episode 47. So that was the past. Here's the present. Welcome to 2020, everybody. I thank you for being here. 2020, what are we going to do? So right off the bat, I am going to make sure that we want to integrate more with the show. We want you guys, the listeners, to integrate more with the show. And what I mean by that is I want to talk to you more. I want to know more from you. I want to know who you want on the show. I want to reach out to you guys and say, hey, who do you want specifically? Don't be shy. Leave us a message. Subscribe to the show. Leave feedback. I definitely need comments and stuff. So I'm leaning on you guys because this is what helps us get more content, more stories, more out there for you, so that we can entertain and bring to a bigger platform everybody, right? So that's something we want to do. And if you think you got a buddy or a friend or someone that could benefit for being on our show, I mean, send me an email. I get them all the time, right? So I would love, and I do read them. I read and usually respond to each email. I will say, if it's not fly fishing related, I probably won't respond to it. But if it is, I will respond to it. So take advantage of that. I find that it's pretty annoying when you don't get responded to it by email. So the next thing, more content. So, really quickly, yes, we definitely want listeners to, if you're liking our stuff, I totally love the messages that you're sending me and the emails. But if you could go to, Google Play, Spotify, or Apple, iTunes, wherever you're getting your podcast information from. And I think the biggest thing is leave a review for the show. I mean, if it's 5-star, awesome. If it's 3-star, awesome. I just want to know. I mean, leave a review. I do read the reviews. I do frequent them often, but I'm asking for you guys, please leave a review. It really helps us out, and it's honest. It's good feedback. It tells me which direction to kind of go, and it tells me what you guys want, right? So it's a win-win for everybody. So that is something that I hope going forward that we can benefit from as well. So both of us. Moving on to content creation. So yeah, this year, a ton of content coming your way. We obviously have our Instagram pages, and content with that, our partnerships with some new brands on our content and whatnot. We have our giveaways we will be doing on our more trip giveaways this year as well. highlights from trips, social media. We have our YouTube stuff going on. We will be doing some filming and product review blogs. A lot of those, they'll be coming out every 2 weeks is a review blog on a product or a brand or a service of some kind, whether it's a guiding service, just something. We want to highlight something within the industry just to give you more content, more info, more of a unbiased approach to something, or an unbiased way of looking at a product. So we are not, these are not paid contents by any means. So definitely something we do want to do. So, and the YouTube channel we have coming out, we were going to be doing. I think we're calling that up at that series called Shop Talk. So we're going to reach out to my local fly shop here, and we're going to do a ton of filming there and get to talk to the guys there and see what's new in the shops, what's selling, what's not, and give a real approach to, like, hey man, this is working, this isn't, and what the shop guys are saying as well. So for sure we want to do that. Business marketing and whatnot. This year we will be doing some business marketing. We want to do marketing for the podcast on advertisement, and I think we're looking at ways to make it affordable for you guys. We're looking at ways to get the most out of your value. So one of the things, and I don't want to put too much out there until it's finalized, because I am talking to some partners about this, is a small business marketing package. So if you're a small fly fishing business, service, guide, something fly fishing, again, fly fishing, I'm not interested in fashion or anything else, fly fishing, we definitely we're gonna have a program for you where it's gonna be super affordable. We're gonna get you out there, get you on the platform, get you going, and again, because again, it's part of my mission, my goal to expand our industry and make it more diverse to everybody, right? So let's do that. So we have some small business marketing packages currently that we're working on and tooling with and whatnot. So that's huge. That's new. And that's really going to help you guys as well. So I can't wait. What else do we got here? I almost want to get to the big thing here. So also 2020, if you're a lodge, this is a huge thing. I know we've booked 4 of them already, so we have spots for 3 or 4 more. So if you're a lodge or a destination, we have our lodge programs. Those are really targeted. Those are quite intensive. But if you're a lodge and you want to expand your reach and everything like that, definitely get in touch with us. Send us a message, send us an email. You can reach us at flyfishinginsiderpodcast.com, and we'll be in touch with you. We have an entire lodge program that works, that we have created and done stuff with, and we've got some amazing numbers on and stuff like that. So if you're a lodge, reach out to us, get to us. We would love to work with you. So that's cool. So the website is going to get freshened up, lightened up. We are working with some new web people, so that's going to be kind of cool. 2020 happening. And the reason why the website needs to be freshened up and lightened up is because in 2020, hopefully all you guys are sitting down and listening, we are launching a new show which is sponsored by Scientific Anglers, and it's called Guided. Yeah, super stoked. So Guided is a 24 episode, or 24 episodes, so it's every twice a month, and it's on the Fly Fishing Insider podcast platform. It's sponsored by SA, and we reach out to the best guides within the fly fishing industry, and we sit down and we have like a great conversation where we're going to get you the content on, like the tips, the tricks, the how-tos, the gear, the equipment, everything that you kind of need to know about the past, present, future of that person, plus that fishery, plus just knowing them in general and whatnot. So we want to get you that. We're going to do that. So we have a new show, Guided, super pumped. Everyone's super pumped about this. This is going to be great. This is, I'm pumped. Like my kids are pumped. So this is huge. It's coming January 17th. First episode drops. nervous, yes, but you know what? This is going to be super good for everybody. There's some great guides out there. Definitely some revolutionary stuff that we're talking about, some technology, just awesome, awesome, awesome stuff. So again, the new show, Guided, coming January 17th. Essays are a proud sponsor on that, and we're in a partnership with them on that. So that's great news as well. So for sure. So with that, that's our 2020 season. We have a few things we still have in store that we're keeping as a surprise for everybody for the most part. But you know what? Honestly, I can't wait to share this with you guys. I can't wait to see and hear all your comments and your the rankings that you're going to leave us within iTunes or Google and Apple and whatnot. So, and again, as I said, please reach out to us, DM us, send us a message. We are more than willing to get there and talk to you guys. You can reach us at www.flyfishinginsiderpodcast.com. You can also reach us at Instagram at flyfishinginsiderpodcast. I thank you guys, each and every one of you, from the bottom of our hearts. Um, we definitely thank you. Without you, we wouldn't be where we are. So our success is directly correlated to you guys. So in any ways that you think that we can show you or repay that back to each and every one of you, please let us know. I would love to make sure that we can do that and get you guys involved. So, oh, almost forgot. We will be also launching some masterclass series as well. So we have some fly fishing masterclass series of ebooks and website webinars and all that sort of stuff with downloadable stuff on fisheries and products. Sorry, not products. Fisheries with from guides and top guides and stuff like that. So a tarpon series and a steelhead series and whatnot. We've reached out to the best of the best that we feel within within the industry that are super knowledgeable and have a great reputation. Like, we could all sort of learn something from in these master classes. So that is new for us as well. So yeah, stay tuned. 2020 is going to be amazing, and it's all thanks to you guys out there. So thank you, listeners.